Oh, right. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. All right, we got a bit of a transfer deadline special here today. Wasn't gonna do it, but I thought I would because obviously bad news today for QPR fans, and it's not great. Ronnie Edwards has been cancelled transfer. So not great at all for our sake. But it was announced, I think it was a couple of hours ago, that QPR could not get the deal done. So yeah, we are looking at other targets. Obviously, it's only 10 minutes to go, but apparently someone has walked in the door already. Waiting for an announcement on that. I think there's going to be one development signing and another signing as well. We are chasing hard to get, I believe, a Chelsea youngster on loan. Someone that Harvey Vale knows quite well. I'm just trying to see if I can get it up back on Twitter. Just give me a second. Let me just find the article on Twitter. Right, so yeah. Harrison Murray Campbell is basically the backup to the deal off of Ronnie Edwards. It is. So what I know about this player is, yeah, Ryan, Ronnie is off. There's nothing going on. I found out, I believe it was when the James deal went through to Charlton. I spoke to a person that is very close to Southampton, and he said that the Ronnie deal looked like it was going to collapse if the Bree deal went through. So yeah, that went through. As soon as that went through, it was a no-brainer. It's nothing to. Everything was agreed, but it was just the fact being that Ronnie Edwards, they wanted backup. They didn't want any literal problems with everything. Was fine going through, but according to what I've been told, it's just backup. Really, they want backup in that position, and unless they got someone in, then yeah. But we're looking at an on loan target of Harrison Murray Campbell. As far as I know of Harrison, he's a very young, talented player, and he's got a lot of potential. He knows Harvey Vale very well, and a lot of Chelsea fans speak very highly of the youngster. He's very hard working, and he works hard in getting the ball back. He's very good in the air, very strong. But he's only gonna. Listen, look, you got to remember, in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, we got players coming back from injury after the international break. And yeah, I'm glad that Ronnie hasn't signed and we haven't been able to get it done. But if we look into it, we got Morrison and Bengu, we got Clark Salter, Steve Cook. Who else? Isaac Hayden can play in that position. We have a really couple of good youngsters just in case of injuries in Tylon Smith and Akindele. And if we bring this guy in, obviously it's going to be enough for cover for centre back, I think, if he's going to play 4 at the back. Is Nardi staying? There's nothing said about Nardi, as far as I'm aware. I haven't heard anything. I wish he would stay. I think he will stay now because of the Seny Dieng deal. Fell through. I honestly don't know why we went for Seny Dieng. I think it's not the playing style for Seny Dieng is just going to be the same as he was at the Mark Warburton era. It's just going to be too many flops, too many mistakes again at the back, like pretty much what Joe Walsh has been doing. So, any midfielder news? So yeah, the development squad, a likely chances are that's gonna be one. The guy who's coming in from, I believe, trying to find the article here. Bear with me. Can't find it now. Yeah, it's a youngster. It's for the development squad, as far as I know. I think someone said to me that I don't know if it's the guy that played against Chelsea in the uh European or Conference League, European League, whatever. I think it was Conference League. So yeah, it could be that guy. But they were saying that someone did whoever was at the training ground at the moment, someone just walked into the ground and it wasn't a centre back. It wasn't the guy that everyone thinks it was. So a lot majority, because you gotta remember, loans can get done after 7 o'clock. It can with loan deals. So loan deals should be fine, because you got to remember, loan window doesn't shut until I believe end of September, if I'm not mistaken, or it's 2 weeks or something from today. So, but yeah, he'll probably come in on loan either today or tomorrow. It'll be confirmed, hopefully tonight. But the midfielder, I don't know who it is. Someone has said that there is a midfielder in the training ground, but I'm not sure who it is. It's probably gonna be the guy that we've been interested in the last couple of weeks. Probably. I'm trying to find as much news as I can, but on Twitter it's going mental. Everyone's going mental over the Ronnie Edwards situation. So yeah, it's upsetting to see, but what can we do? You know, if Southampton are gonna play hardball, I had a feeling it wasn't gonna happen after the first one got rejected. Right, so apparently Ronnie Edwards to QPR is back on, apparently. Underrated midfielder for us to be okay. Listen, I wouldn't believe some of the Twitter stuff that I see. I don't believe unless it's a reliable source. But far as I'm aware, the most reliable source that I've seen, that it is off. And everyone's just popping up on Ronnie Edwards is back on. I don't know how, unless there's something that's happened that they've been able to bring someone in. Let's have a look at. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it one bit. I would not believe this one bit. Anyone that's seeing the Twitter right now, I wouldn't believe it. It doesn't seem like a reliable source in my opinion. Just having a look, scroll down. Does anything else about it? No, there's nothing else about it. I don't know who the midfielder is who's coming in. They've been. This is the thing with Nuri. He's very quiet on this aspect. There's nothing ever gonna be announced straight away in the morning. It's always done around about 7 o'clock at night on deadline, or right on the whistle of deadline day. They it's like they announce all of them all together. They do. Whoever's coming in. So yeah, it happened. Obviously, I've realized with deadline day we're not great at it. We are not great at deadline day. So like, if you remember in January on deadline day, we had a couple of deals collapse. We were interested in, obviously, there was a guy from, I believe, Middlesbrough. So yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. But deadline day has never been our greatest aspect. Nabadi Atal. Let's have a look. Let's see what who that is. No. Yeah. I know Jack Colback has officially left the club. I know that. And no, there's no one even on here. There's no one on Google. There's literally, I can't find nothing on this player. No, there's nothing on it. Yeah, there's nothing on here about any. I can't find any sources on it, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, Jack Colback has left the club officially, and obviously we've let go, or he's been released. Petri's been released. Who win League Two transfer? Josh United FC. What do you mean? About that? I know people obviously currently outside the training ground. I think we may be getting more signing in. And midfield, no, nobody at all. Yeah, okay. I'll be honest, I think we're only going to have one signing, and that is the development squad. It's literally 35th, well, very close to the it's 1 minute to go, literally, and there's nothing really very evident. If anything comes through, it's going to be at 7 o'clock, announced by the club. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've just realized that as well. um, who win League Two transfer? I don't. I'll be honest, mate. With League Two, I've not really focused on any League Two transfers. All I know is that Alfie Lloyd went to League One. Was it Leyton Orient? So yeah. Literally 10 seconds to go. If they're gonna, they'll announce it between 7 and 8 o'clock if there's any transfers, any sign-ins. So yeah, nothing has come through yet. So yeah, I'll be honest, it's just gonna be a development one, I think. I don't see anything else apart from that. Like Ronnie is definitely not happening. I can guarantee you that Ronnie is not happening. 9 p.m. now. You wish. You wish it was 9 p.m. Yeah. So the thing with the Ronnie deal is that it's upsetting to hear. Obviously that we've tried to get him again, but we've been unsuccessful this time. In my opinion, he would have been a great addition, but do we really need him? Like, importantly, seriously, do we need him? If he is gonna come in, I'd rather him come in as a permanent transfer than on loan. I would. I just think if we're gonna make a signings like that, it's got to be a permanent transfer. A loan to me is like, what are you gonna improve? You're bringing him in to replace someone. You are. I don't see anyone being replaced because Mbengu's on form, Morrison's on form. The only person that I think is not doing great is probably Joe Walsh. We haven't really seen Samfield that much. Richard's gone, club confirmed. Is that just now? Because that's upsetting if they sent him out on loan. Why have they done that? If that is true, why have they done that? That's nuts. Like, we need Richards. I don't get it. We need Richards. What's going on, man? Yeah, everyone's just taking a mick in the final stages. I don't know why they leave it to the end. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Why are they leaving everything to the end, man? Right at the end, like last minute. Mutual consent. Taylor Richards left by This is what I mean. Oh, this is just right. I'm annoyed now. That's annoyed me. I know a lot of people probably say, "Oh yeah, he's an injury prone and all that," but he's a talented player, and if he gets treated correctly, first preseason, he shone. He did something. He looked fit. He looked like the changed man. But now what the hell? I know mutual consent means basically he wants to leave, but that's annoying. That's awful. Right, so Taylor Richards is gone. Colback gone. Petrie gone. I wouldn't be surprised if all these just haven't wanted to sign contracts or anything like that. They probably wanted to renew a contract with Taylor Richards, and obviously Taylor Richards said no. So yeah, I don't see anything happening at all at the moment. I'll tell you that. It's been a bit of a disappointment, that is. Terrence is a League Two player, mate. But Ben, okay, there's a part of me that says, because of how he's been, I would say okay, but if he puts the work in like he did over the summer, for what I was seeing and what I heard, that he was non-stop trying to get back into fitness and all of that, then give him an opportunity. But the only thing that I can say is he's an injury prone. Like, you know, that's the only problem. Like I said, if he keeps fit, and like what we all, well, I don't know if we all saw it, but I saw a bit of a difference to him in the summer when he was training. He looked a lot better. He didn't look chubby. He looked like very skinny, and he looked like he was doing something to help his health. But if you know, League Two players a bit low, I would say League One probably. But did he even kick it? Did he do well at Cambridge? I doubt it very much. I don't think he did anything. So yeah, Harry Leonard joins Peterborough. Yeah, that's another sign. Listen, look, I'm surprised. Like, I like Harry Leonard, but I'm surprised Blackburn let him go. To be honest, that is a future prospect there. Bad. But Peterborough got a good signing. I'll tell you that. Can we actually still get signings in? Only loans. So we put, if we are, so we can obviously, if it's obviously all signed, sealed, paperwork gone over, I think they give an hour for paperwork to go through. But yeah, I would say if it's a permanent signing, we've got at least till 8 o'clock. If it's a loan signing, we've got 2 more weeks. If I'm not mistaken, it is 2 weeks. There's like a loan window. Yeah. He's not good enough for QPR. Oh, I really don't want to agree with you, but I'm always willing to give someone a shot to see what they do again. But the likely chance, because he's a QPR boy, he's a local boy, he's a QPR fan, you know. It's annoying though. Let's see if QPR have said anything. I'll be honest, I don't see anything happening until 8 o'clock, probably an announcement at 8 o'clock. Let's hope Ronnie is alone and law. I don't think Ronnie's gonna happen. I'll be honest with you. I just don't see it happening. We have better chance of signing that Chelsea youngster on loan than Ronnie. Even like I'm looking on Twitter, everyone is shocked that Taylor Richards is gone. Well, we'll see what happens at 8 o'clock. We will. I heard we're in for Senny's cancelled. That's gone, mate. Well, I really hope it's gone. I don't want him back at the club. I lost respect of him when he went to Middlesbrough. Listen, Senny Dieng was okay when he finished his loan spell at Doncaster and came to us. Brilliant. But when Mark Warburton came in, he was shocking. He didn't do nothing when Mark Warburton came in. You know, if anyone remembers the Mark Warburton days, yeah, it was okay. But when did we ever keep a clean sheet with Mark Warburton? Never. The defense was a shambles. The attack was brilliant, but the defense was shockingly really bad. So I'd rather Senny stay away from QPR. No offense to him, but if for me, my number one keeper right now is Nardi. I don't know why we're not using him. I know someone put out there on Twitter that Nardi is Joe Walsh is more communicative and more louder than Nardi in training, and that's why they've chosen him over Nardi. But why would you give Nardi number one? Makes no sense in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. Well, listen, if there's gonna be an announcement, it's gonna be from here till 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock, sorry, and we'll see what happens. But I've just come in obviously to just do the stream, say hello to you guys, and give you an update on obviously reactions, how we feel, on what's going on. Personally, I think it's good to get dead. Yeah, 100%. It's good to get dead without a club, and that's why I think obviously he's probably, if they released him, I reckon maybe they've said, all right, cool. Listen, I think you should have your contract terminated by mutual contract, obviously mutually terminated, because he's an injury prone, So that's it's one of them things where obviously a lot of work needs to get into it. So yeah. I guess it's the same as why we have cleared the number 9 and then he leaves. Right, okay, I'll put it in here in this one. Transfers, this transfer window has been a positive and a negative. I would say we've done great business, but we have had obviously letdowns in obviously these signings that we have tried to bring him back into the club or anything like that. But realistically, I think we've had a good window. Still, we've had a good window. I'm not gonna fault that. We brought in Poku and we brought in who else did we bring in? Let me get the transfers up. Transfers. So we brought in not even gonna, why is it saying that? Yeah, we brought in Poku on a free transfer, well, not free transfer, 900,000 or whatever it was. Good signing, great signing. I know he's injured, but 23 years of age, has had multiple league experience in English divisions. And Bengu, another great signing in my opinion to cover. Obviously, in my opinion, he was the one that was brought in to cover Ronnie Edwards' obviously going back to Southampton. Keely Adamson, I know we in Australia, he's a big hype in Australia, but I just don't think he's been hit the ground here. I just don't think he's gonna get a game under Julian Stefan. Unless because even look, when Jimmy Dunn was injured, he didn't even come on when Jimmy Dunn was injured. They put on Kieran Morgan. So I don't know what's gonna happen to him. Burrell, first kind of couple of games didn't really show anything, but after Saturday, I would say the main big thing about him, he shows charisma and heart. And yeah, that to me, we obviously haven't seen him as a goal scorer yet, but fingers crossed. I don't think he's gonna score like 10 to 15 to 20 goals a season, but it's an okay signing. 1.1 million. I don't know if he's worth that much, but I'm only going by obviously looking at a player that we bought from Burton Albion. There must be some big hype for him, but at that price. Obviously we made Karamoko Dembele permanent. We did. Richard Kone was the best signing of the window. Actually, I would say Rich Kone and Kogi were both the best signings of the window. They were. Where the one player obviously is a proven goal scorer, and the other is a player that we had last season that a fan favorite. So two great signings. Pulled out the bag. Who else? Isaac Hayden? Sorry, coming back to the club. Very good holding midfielder, gonna do well. Did well before. So yeah, we've got our left back position sorted now with experience with Reece Norrington Davis. That I'm very pleased with and happy with. We needed that obviously because Ziad got injured. I wouldn't be surprised if Bonner leaves at the end of the day or maybe in a couple of weeks. He's not going to be used. Yeah, which we saw it at obviously on the weekend, and obviously we saw a little bit of it at Plymouth Argyle and Coventry as well. So that's what I said at the start. the main positive I saw about Burrell is he looks pacey and he looks like he can cause a threat with his attacking runs. And that's why I said he's either gonna play a two in the middle, two up front, sorry, or he's gonna play him as a winger. You know, depending on obviously what the formation is. Because right at the end of that game against Charlton, I think he switched it to a 4-4-2. He did. And I think he put Sato in the middle. I'm not actually too sure about it, but it looked like he put him in the middle from where I was looking. And obviously, Burrell and Kone were both up front. So, yeah. Unless it was a different formation, I don't know, but it looked like a 4-4-2. Yeah, Kone and Sato best signings. Like I said, I still think we've had a great window. You know, a disappointing day, but a great window for us. A great window. I don't see no negatives. Like I said, the only negative is probably unable to get the deal over the line for Ronnie and bring in a number 8. You know, we've confirmed every position I think we needed apart from a backup number 8. You know, we needed a new number 8, but unless something happens in the next hour or so that they announce, then cool. Ronnie Edwards was one of those signings that would have just been a good hype for us, where he's a centre back that played for us last season, a fan favourite again, and we're bringing him back to the club. But did we really need to cover that position? So yeah, I would say still a great window. I'm just trying to look here to see if there's any updates still on any QPR news. All I can see is just Richards leaving, Taylor Richards leaving. Yeah, just everyone saying thank you and all of that. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the transfer window? Does everyone think it's a good window? Does everyone think it could be better? What positions do you think we needed more of, or what we could improve on? Yeah, what do you guys think? Because I think the only position is the number 8 that we're missing out on. Like, you know, I like Field, but we need backup. You know, we got Kieran Morgan who can play there, but you know, I think he said something about Harvey Vale playing there as well, possibly. So, you know, we might have a good amount of players in certain positions. We might. See, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a hard season. Like I said, we need to make sure we keep the home games a must win. But I think striker wise is no doubtly brilliant. We got enough wingers, we got enough midfielders. I think, yeah, like I said, number 8 is the main position I think we needed. We covered the left back scenario quick and easy with Davis. See what he does in the season, but he had a brilliant game on his debut. But I think we got cover for Varane now, so Varane doesn't have to go all out constant. Because listen, Varane sometimes does get a knock, and sometimes it can cause a bit of an issue for us. So we need that extra player, just a bit like him in the same type of strength wise, to provide for the defense. Because when we do play, and if Varane's not on, we struggle to defend. We do. Been a good window. First time we've been able to spend money is very true. Very true. I think I was actually surprised that we spent what I think we spent about 2 to 3 million on Sato, 2 to 3 million plus obviously add-ons on Kone and Sato. 900 grand on 900 grand on Poku. Burrell was 1 point something million. Obviously, we already bought Dembele for about 2 million in January. Who else is there? Hayden was a freebie. Keely Adams, I'm sorry, was 300k. I think was by any chance, does anyone know if the youngster? Because obviously we brought youngsters in. Some of them did cost money as well. So yeah. We haven't had a window this like. I think deadline, like I said, deadline day for us is always been bad. It's always been bad, you know. We always get in a panic to buy players. Like, you know, the Odenwengi, that embarrassed us. That made us look like a stupid club. The Odenwengi scenario. Yeah. Like, yeah. I, I, I can't be negative because we've done a good job, in my opinion. We've done a cracking job in the window. Just a letdown today that nothing's been announced. You know, they've tried their hardest, I'm guessing. I know a lot of people can say you could try harder. Just trying to see if there's anything else on here about any potential news. QB haven't announced anything. This is awful, man. I know they're usually late with it, but bloody hell. That's awful. There's nothing going on in like any social media platform whatsoever. Just Taylor Richards being released. Well, mutual termination. That's bad, man. That is bad. QPR. I'll end the stream and something will end up bloody come on and you'll be like, what the hell? Well, not much to really say then on tonight. Obviously, we missed out on Edwards. Glad that Dieng didn't come. You know, I know a lot of people probably would have loved him to come back. But I'm just not a big fan of his, to be honest. Nardi looks like he's staying at the moment. Fingers crossed. Yeah. But I would say this, don't believe in any of, you know, some of these things on Twitter. Just, you know, I wouldn't believe anyone that hasn't got a good ratio of followers and stuff like that. There was no one at the training ground. It was just a foolery of a joke. Like you said, the name. There was no one at the training ground. Far as I'm aware, the only person at the training ground was that development squad player. That's it. Well, listen, look. At the end of the day, we've done well. We've improved in areas. We've obviously brought players in that we have lost last season. I feel like I said we've lost a lot of majority of the players we have in the sense of Powell in strong areas, you know, and that we've improved on. So I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a shit transfer window, just a shit deadline day, but I would say overall a great transfer window. just not the best of finishes, I would say. We got 2 weeks now to basically prepare the boys for Wrexham away, which is going to be a hard game. But we got to get something at Wrexham. We can't lose. That's it. We got to get something at Wrexham. You know, he's got to play the best team he can. He does. I don't want to hear no like, oh yeah, all this tactical changes and stuff like that. Listen, look, I know he's a tactical manager that can adapt, but I think we've all learned that idea at Coventry was not great. You know, the only thing that I would say is this, right? If you're gonna play Steve Cook at the back, play him in the right position, and only play him when I would say you're playing the weaker teams, if that makes sense. But I would have played Steve Cook against Plymouth, you know? I would probably put Tyron Smith and Steve Cook. But even though those two youngsters played bloody brilliantly still. It will be a tough game. It will be. You know, if you go there, the atmosphere is mental. It's a crazy atmosphere. And we all know why it's a crazy atmosphere. You know? And the signings that they've made are all big signings. It's all money, money, money. It's either money or, you know, they're going to get a role in the new Deadpool or Marvel or something like that. So, yeah. But, yeah. I think, yeah, listen, look, let's not be negative. Let's you know, pull it as a great window for us. You know, I didn't, be honest, I did not expect to have some great signings like we have. Hopefully Julian can do a great job after the international break. We'll see what happens in January with transfers. But the only thing I can think of is they'll get it done real early if it's serious. But if we are top 6 or top 10 or whatever by Christmas, they will probably bring in players on loan to help the squad. If we're at the bottom of the table, which touch wood we're not, it's gonna be one of them ones where it's gonna be, are we gonna bring in like more centre backs or what? Because I honestly thought Clark Salter was gonna leave this summer. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gone. I reckon it's just because of the injury that is keeping him at QPR. If anything's been released. Yeah, I would say, yeah, there's nothing. There's just still nothing. I know Lucas Anderson is apparently in talks with a couple of clubs in the Championship to join them. Yeah. Right, cool. Coming up to that half an hour mark now. We've done it. We've been on it for what, almost 45 minutes. Listen, there's nothing gonna happen now. I don't think. If it would have been announced either now or it's gonna be announced at 8 o'clock, that loan signing from Chelsea, if it happens. But apart from that, I don't see anything happening until then. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna leave it there for tonight. We are. That's transfers all done now. That is pretty much sums up everything. So what we have now is our squad to say for the season, till January. So yeah, great business. We have had a good window, just a disappointing day, and yeah, hopefully we come back for international break and get cracking. What I'll say before I leave is, Andy Sitton, get well soon. Hopefully, we see you at the next game or at Wrexham or whatever, commentating. Hopefully, you get better soon. And I'll also say, Kieran Morgan, go bloody kill it. I will be watching the under 20s, I believe. I'm gonna watch it. Maybe do a watch along if I can get it on the TV, if it is on TV. And we'll go from there. Watch some Kieran Morgan, see how he does. I don't think there's anyone else that's been called up apart from Jimmy Dunn for Ireland. So yeah. But we'll leave it there for today. Hope you all have a great evening. And we will catch you. Hopefully in the next couple of days we have a video or something like that about QPR or some transfers or some latest news or something like that. But yeah, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you want to. We're almost at 300 subscribers. So much love and much thank you for that. And we'll catch you next time. Have a good evening. Peace.